What's up, guys? TC Muse. Do you ever get tired of just creating a 4-bar loop and then kind of just muting parts to make different sections? Yeah, me too. Let's break out of the 4-bar loop today. Do something a little bit more dynamic. All right, let's get it. All right, guys, so today we're breaking out of the 4-bar loop. The style of the music that we're going to be making is inspired by the artist August Charles and his song In My Head. It's nicely played with dynamics and some different chord voicings through each of the sections. So we're just going to build off that. Today we're going to be in F major. We're going to be at a slow tempo. It's going to be 118, but it's really half of that, like 59. So it's going to be real slow, plodding, very emotional. Let me show you the quantize. There it is. 16th notes, 75% strength and sensitivity as always. We're only going to be using 3 instruments today, so I might as well just get them out of the way and show them to you. We're using Arturia's Piano V, Bill's Best Jazz. That's one of my favorite piano VSTs. Then for the drums, we're using Native Instruments Rudiments. We're using the Suo kit. And then last but not least, for the bass, we're going to one of my old favorites, trusty and reliable, the Rickenbacker bass. We're using the night session preset. So the best way that I find breaking out of this 4-bar loop syndrome is to take a little second and do some pre-planning and thinking about the arc of the song. So it's kind of like the emotional dynamics of the song. You know, you want to start low, get a little higher in regards to your emotion, and then go all out at the end. And think about correlating that to your verse, your pre-chorus, and your chorus. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play a verse that's real chill. Then we're going to play a pre-chorus that's kind of like building a little bit of the anxiety, holding back. You can tell it's getting there, but you're not ready to let it go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let it all unfold in the chorus, playing a little bit more dynamically, and with a little bit more strength, vigor, and just dynamics. All right, we're going to start with the piano. Like I said, we're in F major. You'll see the keys, you'll see the chords on the screen. I will break down the chords at the lesson after the session, after I play the demo, so stick around for that. But first order of business, let's get in these keys. I'm going to play it straight throughout. And also, I'm only using keys that are diatonic to F major. This way, we're breaking out of the loop and we're not trying to get all of the fancy embellishments in. We're just trying to get a structure in. Hey man, if you made it this far, do me a favor. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you. Got that in all nicely. Looked like my first G kind of cut in and out some way. Just went, pulled it back, made it all right in the DAW. All right, so as you can see, played with the dynamics of each section, used a lot of the same chords, just changed how I used them for each section. All right, let's go ahead and get the drums in. Drums are gonna be real easy. Just following the emotional arc of the song. right. We got that in nice. Not too many problems. You can see just changed with a little bit of how many drum hits were in each section, and then even changed the backbeat, like what was going to be the snare. I went from one rim to another and then finally ended up on a snare in the chorus. That kind of just gives everything a little bit more dynamics and lets the song build. You know, you're kind of thinking over time and escaping that 4-bar loop just by thinking this way. All right, next thing we're going to do is just figure out where we want to put the hi-hats so we can program those in separately. I'm thinking we're not going to put any hi-hats in the verse. Just let that be real bare bones. And then maybe a little something for the pre-chorus, maybe on the 1s and 3s, and then just a quarter note pattern at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the chorus. Let's go ahead, knock that out right quick. All right, cool. As I was listening back, putting in the hi-hats, I saw that we had quantized some of the kicks just a little bit too early. So I'm just going to take them, move them over right to where I think where they should be. That's kind of what happens sometimes when you're putting everything together in one pass. You may have to come back in and tidy a few things up. That's easy. You know, you can come in, edit things versus come in and try to make up things. Just as a different approach. Just finding these, moving them to where they should be, just about on the grid. Looks like I had the same thing happen with 1 or 2 of the hi-hats also. There we go. Let's take that hi-hat there. Just move it over to where it should be. Nice and easy. That one's a little too early. Yeah, and there you go. Done a little bit of editing, but you have more dynamics, more dynamic sequence on your hands. All right, last thing we're going to do is put in a bass. We're going to follow the same dynamics processing here, which is basically go from small, medium to all out large in the chorus. All right, let's go ahead and get this in. Bonus points if you can identify what bass techniques I'm using. I went over that in a video ago, but let's get into it right now. All right, that's that. We broke out of the 4-bar loop. Did you catch the bass techniques that I was using? If you did, drop it down below in the comments, all right? Let's go ahead, take a quick listen to everything that we got, but using this approach, before we get there, using this approach of just a little bit of pre-thought before you start in on your loops definitely will help you break out of the 4-bar loop conundrum, if that's what we want to call it. We're just trying to make something a little bit more dynamic that gives the song a little bit of an arc at the beginning. That way we don't get stuck halfway through making a good loop. All right, let's go ahead and hear it out now. As always, stay up. Remember, I'm going to go through the chords and demonstrate the chords, break them down after the demo, so stay tuned for that. All right. Ah, you made it to the lesson after the session. If you made it this far, do me a favor. Drop a keyboard emoji down in the comments. All right, let's get into breaking down these chords. Like I said, today we're in the key of F major, and everything that we're doing is diatonic to F major. All right, so let's go ahead, put the chords on the screen that we're going to use. We're only going to be using 5 chords, but we're going to be using them slightly different throughout the sequence of the track that we're putting together. So here we go. We got a G minor 9, we got an A minor 7, a B flat major 7, and then in the chorus, we're going to introduce an F major 9, and then a C dominant 13 sus4 chord, all diatonic or within the key of F major. Let's go ahead and spell these out right quick. All right. So first we got that G minor 9. So that's going to be in the left hand, a G and then a D, then F, A, B flat, and D in the right hand. Sounds like this. Then we move on to that A minor 7. So that's an A and E in the left hand. And then we have a G, A, C, and an E in the right hand. Sounds like this. Then we just keep moving up because we're going to use that B flat major 7, which has a B flat and then a F in the left hand. And then what we have is an A, a B flat, a D, and an F in the right hand. Sounds like this. Then we're, like I said, in the chorus, we're going to use that F major 9. That will have an F and a C in the bass. And then we're going to have A, C, E, and G in the left and the right hand. Sounds like this. And then the last chord that we're going to have is going to be that C dominant 13 sus4 chord. In the left hand, that's going to be a C and a G, C and a G. In the right hand, it's going to be B flat, D, F, and A. Sounds like this. So how we get a lot of mileage out of these chords depends on how we use them. We can sustain them, we can play them staccato, we can play them with more force, and as you'll see, that's what we do. We sustain them in the verse, play them staccato in the pre-chorus, and then we introduce new chords in the chorus, the F and the F major in the C dominant, just to give a little bit more lift to the harmonic variety that we're showing. Let's go ahead, play this all the way around. All right, those are the chords. That was the sequence. Thanks for stopping by for the lesson after the session. And if you want to see more videos like this, click here.